Hi, I'm Chris. Today on Big Gulp, we'll be playing Halo 2. Now, unfortunately, due to some unforeseen technical difficulties, the editing will have to be done by yours truly. So you may notice that this episode is much better than the other episodes, but I want you to keep calm and understand that the issue is being addressed and that soon everything will be okay. Enjoy.
Hi! Welcome to Big Gulp. So, this is the memorial series dedicated to Lerch Senpai. I have his disembodied spirit in the form of Miss Kitty Cat next to me to play as him. And, yeah. So, we are going to continue. As it turns out, we're 3 levels away because we accidentally played 11 levels instead of 6. Because they have poor transitions. So, let's begin. Oh, hold on. I should change that back. So, the future of Big Gulp. After his death, we got a letter from 7-Eleven, and they've offered us a sponsor, so long as we're willing to sell his family name. And, I think it's what he would have wanted. So we've buried him in a giant double gulp cup. And when I die, I'll be buried next to him. And, I think it's how he would have wanted to go, really. Yeah. So, we're playing Halo. Halo's a pretty fascinating game, gotta say. What do you think, Miss Kitty? Okay. So, we got a building, right? And yeah, really, it's good. It's all good. It's all great. Oh, Miss Kitty fights back. Okay. So, video games. Now, I think, really, we're probably better off without him. Personally, I found his skill wanting. And, I think he was a bastard, and I'm happy he's dead. I will admit nothing, but I may, or may not, have had a part in his death. His double gulp may have been poisoned, and, I regret nothing. Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm dead. It's all up to Miss Kitty. Yeah. So, Double Gulp's future, as I was saying, is a bright one. Now that he's dead, the life insurance I took out on him a day before he died should be coming in soon. And we'll have all the funding we need to begin Big Gulp, its true incarnation. And as it stands, I think that we have a very good possibility of success. We'll be replacing him with a rotating guest roster consisting of Miss Kitty, for Brady, maybe some pro Smash players such as Mike's Jam or maybe even Mango, every now and then. And yeah, I think it'll be good. After this, we're just finishing this in his memory, but after we'll be moving on to bigger and better things. We'll be making indie films, of course. And, I think it'll all work out. The first film is going to be about a poor adopted puppy who has to live with abusive parents and turns into a serial killer vigilante to take vengeance on all those who would ever wrong anyone ever. And I think it's real inspiration for the kids these days who have to put up with some pretty hard stuff. And, it's good. So, got that to look forward to. But we'll finish this game for him. Because, I think, really, when someone close to you dies, there's a certain pecking order of things to do. The first thing you do is have intimate relations with their corpse. And, following that, you fulfill any last wishes they might have had. And, shortly after that, you, destroy everything that they ever knew and loved, and, you've successfully done that. Of course, we're looking into perhaps bringing him back so that we can have him as a guest star every now and then. I've been looking into the arts of necromancy, but so far I have yet to find an elephant to sacrifice in his name, nor a dolphin. So that hasn't gone to many places, but Double Gulp will keep that possibility open for the future, and maybe one day we'll bring back to Lurch. Of course, it'll be a temporary standing. I think he's had his limelight in Double Gulp, and I think it's time that he were removed in a very permanent sense from the long-standing activities. And, really, I think change is a good thing, and long live the king. So as for Halo, a few interesting things about this game. Not sure if you guys know. Grunts in the book are actually... It's freaking out. I was told to point it out if it's happening. But it plugged and unplugged. Wait, am I just continuing? Okay. I don't even know where I left off at. Okay. And yeah, I'd say that, really, everything worked out for the best. Everything. Everything. Yep. You can do it, Miss Kitty. I believe in you. So for those of you who missed the last episode of Double Gulp and don't know why Talerchkun is dead, let's give a brief overview. It started, of course, with some mild hiccups, which then turned into major hiccups. And from there, it evolved into a bloating of the stomach, followed swiftly by porous protrusions in his, various extremities, where slowly his skin bubbled out until eventually everything just sort of fell off at once, and he sort of just seeped Dr. Pepper out from all of his intestines and various, bodily orifices that have been created. And, it was brutal to watch at first, but after a few minutes, I got pretty used to it, and I gotta say, it was a very good learning experience. If I were going to medical school, I would have taken notes And I'd say I learned a lot, really. And I'm very thankful to him for teaching me a valuable lesson before he died horribly. Absolutely horribly. You could hear his gurgles of pain for miles around. The neighbors actually came, and if he were alive, this is where I'd point out to him that all those times they said that half-mouth guy would save us, this is the time. Good old half-mouth guy. It's a shame he didn't live to see it, you know? It's a darn shame, really. On the bright side, having died at least 70% Dr. Pepper, I'm sure he'll probably go to heaven. Because that's like one of the requirements, I think. Like, you know, they take a blood test when you get up to St. Peter's Gates. And, you know. As long as you're over like a 0.75 ratio, should be fine. There's Miss Kitty hitting the volume. And, yeah. So there we just saw that guy. Tartarus. That's his name. He took our damsel in distress. And now we're Master Chief. And what we're gonna do is, kill people. Probably. If I had to guess. Yeah. Oh, here's this guy. The white guy. Who for some reason decides to tell the truth in death. Strangling sound. Good. Delicious. For some reason, I seem to hear the strange game sounds twice occurring. Fascinating. I never remember why, the Amber Cloud is here. But whatever. I'm sure it crashed at some point. Murder. For some reason. Good. This game has excellent plot. I'm not sure if anyone knows, but there are a lot of books for Halo. And let me just tell you. There's lots of really cool things in those books. Good job, Miss Kitty. You know, like a few starting things. There's space in those books. And you know, space isn't really touched upon very much in the Halo games. Not sure if you know that it's a thing, really, but it's there. It's waiting. And you know, there's grunts who, you know, we just pass by a couple and we can watch them. In the game, they're not real good, right? Like, look at that guy. Look at it, he just got wrecked. But in the books, they would have ripped those flood apart, and they're too small to be infected. So really, it's all just grunts. Really are the lifeblood of the Covenant. I think. I think they're the chosen people. And if I had to pick anyone, race in the Covenant as a candidate for the next Moses, I'd have to pick the grunts. So I'm sure they'll make a book about that at some point. And you know, the other books in the series are all pretty great. They're all about, you know, mostly the same thing, thinking about it. It's usually involving a ring of some sort. And if not a ring, people looking for a ring. And I think, really, it's just some very deep symbolism for how everyone really just wants to find that perfect someone. Being so bold. Like, I'm proud of these controllers. So, the Flood are here because that, I don't know, I think we trusted them or something. But, you know, I think it all works out for the best in the end. Because, you know, why not become a Flood, really? They seem like good people. And, obviously, they're better than we are. So, they should probably take over the galaxy, really. I don't see why not. They seem like nice guys. I don't think we're justified in our hatred for them. They're just trying to get by and consume the universe. And I think that's admirable. A good life goal. So remember, kids, if you gotta do anything, eating the universe should be high on your list of priorities. Yeah. You know, I think the Covenant have very fascinating taste in architecture. Because when you think about it, all of this is like one giant mushroom. Pretty much, I'd say. Like High Charity. You know, it's got the big plume at the top. It's got the stem. So, I think that the Covenant are just tripping all the time, all day, every day. And I think that would explain all of their thought processes ever in the history of the universe. Which is helpful, really. I have no idea where I'm going. Yep. And, yeah. So that's good. And, so let's talk about some current events. I think that's a good idea. ISIS recently took over America. That was a good change. 300 years, a long time to play Double Gulp, but it was a good time, a good 300-year war. And I'd say it worked out pretty well. Our new glorious overlords have made sure to decapitate anyone who disagrees, so that's good. But 7-Eleven is still around, so Double Gulp is still around. And, you know, it's pretty good. There's also, you know, all of the spying devices, which is obviously why the controllers keep disconnecting, because it's hard to fit into the socket when you have to jam that little microphone and that camera and all the data interpreter streamer thingies. So you gotta forgive it. Really, can't be helped. And yeah. Hi. That was his mother, the mother of the deceased. It's a real shame that he had to die. No, she's really distraught. But I think she's handling it pretty well. Pretty sure she's only been in a couple of psychotic outbursts at her career, which is good. And I'm pretty sure she's only maimed people, no murders. So, she's taking it well. Taking it very well. Yeah. You know, I think his death has been hard on everyone. But I think it's been the hardest on Jesus. Because he was his little angel. And, I don't think Earth will ever be the same without him. But, it's okay. Because really, we're pretty close to dooming the Earth anyway. So, I think it's alright. Oh wow, that door finally opened. That only took forever. My only companion is a cat. Double Gulp is dead. On the bright side, Halo 2 is pretty much done at this point. It's just one super easy mission. And I'm sure even Miss Kitty can pass it. Probably. Ooh, snap. Das Line, which will totally never come back ever.